a country is the president, while the vice is seen to be assisting him. Hi lovely people of Ghana, is your Nigerian girl Pleasure, bringing you political news in our channel Akroma TV. For saying that Dr. Bawumia is supposed to win with over 75 to 80% is a prediction. Anyway, Dr. Bawumia has even broken record. He is the first to win with the margin he won with since Ghana election started. Even the sitting president Akufo-Addo won with 40-something%. Please listen.
But at least that system, Nana talk about it. Okay. It is in the same vein that Dr. Bawumia also feels that we should be a food secure nation led by digitalization. He feels that young people should be brought on board. It is a vision. The other person on the other side, we still don't know his vision. And that is what I'm trying to say.
Who would respond. But even before I go to Nanaya, if you look at the votes and you look at the campaign team for Dr. Bawumia, they had even predicted that they were sure they were going to win by 75%, in some cases even 80%. Then you get a 61.51% of win. That's against Kennedy Agyapong's 37.29%. Clearly, there are people within the party who are not too excited. And so that prediction by your campaign team did not materialize. Does that not show that he may not necessarily have the full support of the party?
For a first timer in the NPP, Dr. Bawumia is the best so far. He has garnered the best votes. President Kufuor, let's even start from Eduboy. I believe Eduboy, when he started off, also got about 50-something%. First timer. President Kufuor also was in the 50s or something, I think so. Nana Akufo-Addo didn't even get the 50%. He got around 40 something for a first timer. So in this, from 92 till now, Dr. Bawumia's 61% is the highest that any first-timer has gotten in the NPP. You do not compare the NPP's internal processes to other people. We have a way we do our things. Any time that the party decides to go for an election, it is keenly contested. That is the NPP.
But your team was so sure that he would get
it's a 75%. It is a prediction, and it didn't come through. Big deal. He's won. And he's won with the highest ever in the history of our party for a first-timer. It's different if we decide to go for an acclamation. And we do also go for an acclamation like we did in 2020 for Nanado, where nobody contests. But when we decide we are going for a contest, in our party, it is keenly contested. Right from polling station all the way up. So, yes, the team will do its projections. The team believed at that time that this is what we're going to get. But then we all know projections can go your way or it doesn't. The important thing is that he won, and he won with a convincing majority. Other people who have gone first timers did not win by those margins. So Dr. Bawumia has done well, whether people are happy or not. Of course, that is why it is a competition.
Nanaya, do you think that Dr. Bawumia is the right person to break the 8 for the NPP?
Saying that he is in opposition. He is not going to go into opposition. He is going to break the 8. Margot was saying that Mr. Mahama was head of economic team of the NDC. He never was. President Mills never set up any economic, what do you call it?
That's a lie.
What's the name?
Management team?
No, he didn't. What he did was, what he set up was ECA, Economic Advisory Council. And their mandate was to take charge of the economic policy and management under the Mills government.
How is that different from
that's what I'm saying. It was chaired by the late respected Dr. Gobin Nankani. And it had the following members, which Mr. Mahama was in part. Dr. Afede, Mr. Emmanuel Abulo, Mr. K.Y. Amwa, Dr. Cardinal Atamils, Professor K.N. Afo, Mr. Fredo Hinikena, Mr. Pa Kwesi Misarata, Mr. Ishmael Yamson, and Mr. Joe Hyde. Mr. Mahama was never part of the ECA, Economic Advisory Council, which was set up by the president at that time. So President Mills himself didn't even find Mr. Mahama competent enough to add him to his economic advisory. His economic advisory council. I mean, it's here. And if you want to know where I found it from Joy FM. My Joy Online. You can go and look for that. So one, President Mills did not form an EMT. What he formed was an Economic Advisory Council. And even in that Economic Advisory Council, he did not add his vice president. That should tell you that even Professor Mills did not trust Mr. Mahama to do anything competent. Remember that it was under President Mills's time that SADA was set up, and it was put under the administration and under the supervision of President Mahama. Isn't that the place where $50 million was given for them to go and rear guinea fowl? That we're told that the guinea fowl flew to Burkina Faso. $50 million. It was under the same SADA that people were giving money. A certain company, I'll have to get the name of the company, was giving money to go plant trees. And the trees were planted in the hot weather, and all the trees died. They were never able to account for it. So if you're going to do a comparison of Mr. Mahama's economic issues under President Mills as vice president, compared to Dr. Bawumia, who was also, or is vice president, under Nana Akufo-Addo, my dear, the two don't compare. And because he was so incompetent as a vice president, that is why when God called Professor Mills, unfortunately, and he came in as president, the government and the economy at that time was what it was. Without COVID, without all the issues that came with COVID, without a world recession, he still managed to mismanage the country to the extent to which it was. You want to do a 24-hour economy. You couldn't keep the lights on for 24 hours. And you want to do a 24-hour economy.
But you said it's been fixed now. So when they come, is that not possible?
The one who couldn't keep power on. And because of that, he was kicked out. Now wants to come when some...
As you've heard from her, she has come out to say that no one has gotten that margin or vote in the first attempt before. It's even in the history that Dr. Bawumia got up to 61%. Anyway, it is a win-win already. She has come out to say that you can't even compare the tenure of John Mahama and Dr. Bawumia because a lot of things have happened. There's so many promises that John Mahama made that they should come and clarify it, they should come and clear it so that Ghanaians will know. According to them, they say they invested a lot in Ghana, yet there are so many things to question them about, like bringing out $80 million to get guinea fowl, and we heard, and you heard it too, that the guinea fowl flew to Burkina Faso. Is that not a fake account or anything?
Somebody has been able to keep the power on for 8 years to come and do 24-hour economy. We are going to put all this in front of Ghanaians. The 24-hour economy that I'm really also now hearing about it, so we all have to look at it.
Oh, you didn't know about this?
No, I didn't. Why should I know about this? He just mentioned it. And so 24 hours, as I said, in your time, you couldn't keep the lights on for 24 hours. Somebody has come for 8 years between the time you were sitting at home and planning on what to do, and has kept the light on for 24 hours. It is going, the lights are on. So you are expecting that next year, Ghanaians will vote for you, so that when you come, what he has done by keeping the lights, or you use it to build your 24-hour economy, doing what exactly does he want us? You will have to break it down. What are we going to do in those 24 hours? Which industries are going to benefit from those? How are they going to make sure that the people are being paid? We are already complaining about our huge public sector debt and our huge wages, how much we spend, our taxes that we take, the percentage that we spend on wages. How is that they're going to make sure that whichever 24-hour economy that they are going to run brings in enough money, so that those people who are going to be working in the night, gets paid, and they do not come and add on to our already big wages that we are giving to people during the day. These are all things they would have to explain to us. But if we are going to do a comparison of vice presidents, as I said, President Mills did constitute an economic advisory something. Mr. Mahama wasn't even part of that.
So and actually, Dr. Dufour even did say when he was financing.
So when we are talking about the economy and how it has been run by vice president, as you said, we all know that the head of this whole country is the president. And of course, he has a vice who works with him. Dr. Bawumia, for the past 8 years, has helped Nanadu through thick and thin. And there's no way you are going to do your discussions without looking at the effects of COVID and the fact that when this country, when we all had to close down for close to 9 months, teachers were going to teach people and they were paid. During your time when there was no COVID, teachers taught for 3 years and you paid them 3 months' salaries. There was no COVID. The economy hadn't collapsed, as you put it. But as we speak, teachers were in our home. Not just teachers, other public service people were all at home, sitting home 6 months, a year, 9 months they were paid. In your time when everything was supposed to be rosy, some teachers taught for 3 years, they were paid for 3 months. Then to add add insult to injury, you decided to cancel the teachers and nurses allowances that were getting in school. When we spoke about it and the opposition and everybody in Ghana spoke about it, Mr. Mahama told us that if it means it putting his presidency online over those nurses and teacher training allowance, he would. And the people voted against him. During COVID, still, the teachers and nurses still get their allowances, albeit delayed. Sometimes it gets delayed, I agree, but they get it. At least it's not 3 years that they haven't been paid and they were paid for 3 months. So when you put all these things together, plus the fact that the whole world went into an economic recession and we are all coming back, and you want to compare that to somebody whose time we didn't have any problem, and you tell me that Ghanaians will sit down, take a critical look at all this and still vote for him, well, that's up to Ghanaians. Okay. In my estimation, Dr. Bawumia is going to break the 8. Okay. And it's going to surprise you because your candidate, as the president said, definitely the NDC cannot be allowed to come back under the candidature of John Mahama when he has obviously showed his incompetence.
Please do well to like, comment, follow, put on your notification bell so you get all our updates one by one. Thanks, my people.